Welcome to season 4 of Bro Talk Live. My name is Jay Urban, back in the director's seat as usual. I got a nice new desk, new budget, new set. Kick it over to my main man, Dex. What's up, bro?
Dex the one here reporting live, same set, because, the three of us don't get paid for the show and only one of us do, so I guess you see why they have a new set.
That was low. Tyler got.
I actually have a new set as well, so I don't know.
I guess my check is lost in the mail. I don't know.
I'm clearly reporting live from a brand new set, so I don't know what happened on Dexter's end, but I think they can handle that.
Boniface, how are you? I'm sorry. What are you going by? I'm sorry. I just keep saying it like it's a habit now. I don't know.
I'm just grateful that my check was that my contract was even renewed. I don't have a check, don't even have a name. I'm just here.
Once you hit certain status, you can rename people.
Look, it wasn't my idea for the new set. It just kind of all fell together. So.
Oh, your team put it together for you?
That's what Beyonce told Farrah Franklin.
Guys, did you hear about Ben Carson? Apparently he thinks that he's blacker than Obama.
Like most Americans, I was proud that we broke the color barrier when he was elected. But I also recognize that his experience and my experience are night and day different. He didn't grow up like I grew up by any stretch of the imagination. Not even close.
He's an African American as opposed to an African American.
African American. He was, raised white. Many of his formative years were spent in Indonesia. So for him to, claim that, he identifies with the experience of black Americans, I think is a bit of a stretch.
It kind of sounds like he's a hater. Like, he's hating on the cool kid. Like, oh my God, you got to be president. You got to take the cheerleader to the dance. And I'm stuck in the chess club. Like, he sounds like a hater.
In the sense of skin tone, yeah, you are blacker than Barack Obama, but, like, you can't say, like, what the hell does that even mean? Like, I'm blacker than someone else besides skin tone. You can't say your experience makes you blacker than someone else. That's just as bad as a person saying, like, you're too white to do X, Y, Z, or you're a white boy in black skin or something like that. Like, he shouldn't put out narratives like that, because when you do that, then people say, oh, you're the black guy who is a Republican, and not just, oh, he's a Republican candidate. Like, you're bringing that upon yourself, and you're contradicting yourself with statements like that.
If you are black and you had an experience, that is the black experience. Like, why do people think you need to be a certain kind of black? Like, you have to go this, and that, or else because I'm blacker than you.
Look, apparently Dolezal thinks being black is just an experience. Like, she can color herself, a little bit tan, and people like Ben Carson. I guess they think
had a different kind of black experience. One of those once you go black, you never go back experiences, and she started tripping. That's what happened.
I mean, I think there is a black experience, though. I mean, I'm not saying there is a bunch of fine black
because you can't say this is the black experience, and if you haven't gone through it, I'm blacker than you.
The point is, there are certain things that happen in America to black people that don't happen to anyone else.
So
right, but no matter what,
Obama is Ben Carson's thing that Obama didn't have to go through those things.
I guess that's his assumption, because that he was born in Hawaii. I don't know. My thing is, if he didn't know he was black before he got into the White House, he certainly found out after he was sworn in, or he been found out for the last 8 years. I'm sure he realizes, or he's had the black experience by now.
He graduated from Harvard University. Of course he knows what it is. He lived in Chicago. Of course the man knows. What agitates me more is that Ben Carson got more votes than Jeb Bush. Like, that's what agitates me more.
Oh, Jeb Bush, yeah, he officially is out of the race.
Well, I mean, if we're being technical, Ben Carson and Jeb Bush were right there with each other. Jeb actually did a little bit better than Ben Carson did. Ben Carson is legit getting 1% of these votes.
Oh, praise God. That makes me feel so good. But, Ted Cruz's real name is not even Ted. Like, you're running
Ted
around.
Cruz a Canadian?
Yeah, I was going to say he's not even.
No, his name is Eduardo Rafael Cruz.
Say it again.
Eduardo Rafael Cruz. He's Canadian, and the other one, Marco Rubio, is Cuban.
President if you're Canadian?
His mom's American.
He's not technically Canadian though, and that's something that Donald Trump That's something that Donald Trump tried to he tried to like.
Born in Canada, but his parents are American.
His mom was American, so he has dual citizenship in Canada, both Canada and America. which
Speaking
makes him an American citizen.
Dex, I have to give you credit for this because you called it. Donald Trump is still in the goddamn race. I honestly thought he would be out by now. I thought he'd be out by Christmas.
I did too. I didn't take it seriously.
Yeah,
I did too, because I undermined white supremacy in America. So, go Dex. Like, have you ever watched Donald Trump? Like, he literally gets up there and says anything. He'll be like, "Oh, I do well. The polls are great. I do well with everything. It's huge. Everything I do is huge. It's successful."
He said,
"What?
Obama's lying about the unemployment rate, saying it's 5 point something percent. It's probably like 15%. In fact, it might even be 40%." I'm like, what are you
saying anything?
He told the Pope that the church is failing because of his leadership and because he doesn't know how to win. Like, he said that to the Pope.
Wait, now I will say, in Trump's
defense,
with the whole Pope situation, I personally, and I don't want to make an argument on this, but I do feel like the Pope was out of line by his comments.
Absolutely.
I think the Pope was out of line with his comments by questioning Donald Trump's religion. I don't think you can say that because of things that a person is saying takes away from what they are as a religion.
Absolutely, you absolutely can.
I don't think that's right. I just don't think that's fair. I just don't think that's right. You can't say something like that, especially as a religious leader. I don't think you should take it upon yourself to say, like, if this person said X, Y, Z, then that means.
No, he didn't say that. He did not say that.
That's not what he said.
He said a person who builds walls to divide people is not a Christian. That's what he said.
Not a Christian.
I don't feel like that's okay. I don't feel like that was his place.
He didn't say Donald J. Trump is not a Christian. He said people who build walls to divide others.
To divide others. What was the enemy's job?
That's what he said.
To divide and conquer. Come on, you got to. This is the leader of the Christian world. If he can't say it, then who can?
I just don't think that's okay. I don't think that was his place.
Especially when they're running around lying and saying anything, and then be like, "Oh, I'm a Christian. Vote for me because I'm a Christian."
Turn to 2 Corinthians 17:13.
You don't even know the Bible, right? 2 Corinthians. Have a seat.
Somebody gave that to him off the top. Like,
they did.
2 Corinthians, like, sir.
They wrote it in a napkin or something and gave it to him. He read it out loud.
They whispered it to him, and he was like repeating it in his head so he didn't get it wrong. 2 Corinthians, 2 Corinthians, 2 Corinthians. Donald, you've got to. This is huge. You've got to remember 2. And he got up there and was like, 2 Corinthians, right? That's the Bible phrase, right? It's huge to you people, right? 2 Corinthians 4:37. It's going to be huge, people. 2 Corinthians. They built a wall, it came down. And that they're like, oh my God, he's so amazing. He knows the Bible.
All right. Apparently, Kesha. Do you guys remember? I'm sorry.
Yeah, she has a song I really like. We Are Who We Are, some crap like that.
She's in the news because she can't break a contract with someone that she says raped her. According to the lawsuit that she filed, Kesha says Dr. Luke drugged her with a pill that made her black out and raped her shortly after her 18th birthday in California. He was never criminally charged. According to Sony, they have offered to let her work with another producer, but Kesha says that she fears that the company won't promote her music heavily as they would if she was working with Dr. Luke because he is a famous producer. But the New York Supreme Court Justice Shirley Cornwelk denied an injunction that would have let Kesha record new music for labels that aren't on Sony and aren't under that record label that Dr. Luke works with. But apparently, it didn't work out. Taylor Swift, for some reason, has donated $250,000 to Kesha to quote-unquote help with any of her financial needs during this trying time. Also, Demi Lovato, Lorde, Lady Gaga, and Kelly Clarkson also went on Twitter and social media and offered their support for Kesha. As far as Dr. Luke goes, he says that none of this ever happened. He says that it's all a lie. But the reasoning that the court justice said that she denied the injunction to get Kesha out of her record deal, she said, quote, Sony would suffer irreparable harm if Kesha was not compelled to abide by a contract that requires her to make 6 more albums with the company. So she is forced to make those 6 albums with Sony. Sony has said, once again, that she does not have to, quote-unquote, work with Dr. Luke per se, but that her music will still come out under that imprint. Guys, how do you feel about the way that Kesha is being handled in this situation?
Just make the albums away from Dr. Luke.
She could even have a clause put into the suit that if she does use other producers, that they promote it just as heavily. I mean, Not that I even heard them promoting Kesha music anyway.
But you know, hold up. But you know, labels are funny. Like especially
I know
with
exactly
promotion.
how they are. You
know
I know.
So it's not like you can just put in your clause, okay, you have to guarantee to give my records 10,000 spins because no one's checking for Kesha regardless right now. Like it's not like they're going to push it and it's going to go anywhere regardless because no one's checking.
I honestly feel like the reason why they denied her is because it would set a precedence that people would be able to refer to and break contracts. So that's why they didn't do it. I honestly believe that if Sony offered to let her not work with that producer, she just needs to put out those albums. And even if it doesn't get as much promotion, she could have a big comeback during album number 7. And she can put them out back to back.
Well, no, she can't put them out back to back. The thing, like, they have, when you have like deals like that, they give you like release dates that they want things by. They give you deadlines.
They have to approve the album at the end of the day.
They have to approve it.
So they have.
So if they don't like it,
we don't like the album. Go back.
They do it all the time.
Let them do it then. Just sing the damn songs. Like she doesn't write songs anyway. So
but she would still owe them. I mean, I can understand. Like I get what she's saying, but that's what she signed up for. She signed up to make them 6 albums, and she owes them 6 albums. There's no way she can get around that.
But okay, on the face of it, it seems like you're putting a contract against someone's safety. How do you feel about the way that those two have been put together?
I think it's a very unfortunate situation. I think the narrative of it's very weird to me, and it tends to. It scares me a little bit with this whole, because it reminds me of the whole like rape culture type of situation. It's just like I do feel like if this stuff did happen, like this woman is being made a victim of once again. You know what I mean? Like yes, it's just music. Yes, it's your job, this, that, and the third. But it's just kind of like it's just uncomfortable. And I don't agree with what she said. Like I feel like Sony won't. I agree with what Ty said. Like it really shouldn't matter. Like if they're promoting this music the way you wanted it promoted or not, like you don't want to work with this man. So like the only option that they're really giving you is to do it without him. You know what I mean? Still do it with us, but do it without him. Like I feel like that's your only option that they're giving you, and that's the best option from what I see so far. An issue that I do have though is Kesha's mom. I feel like if your child is like 18 years old and she's going to California with this man and she's working with him, like you should be more present within her life, I think. She's not 21 years old, and it bothers me that people are letting their kids go out and be like these celebrities at the age of 18 without a proper adult supervision. And I feel like her mom has a lot of issues because my biggest issue with this whole situation is I learned about this on Friday. I read about it, and I said, oh, that's a really unfortunate situation. I hope the best comes out of this for her. The next day, the only thing I hear about this situation is that Taylor Swift donated $250,000, and that bothers me a lot. And then I'm like, how do people know this, and why do we know that Taylor Swift donated this money? And the reason why we know she donated the money is because her mom tweeted it out. Kesha's mom tweeted it out. And it's just like, I just feel like some stuff like that really just shows me like that her mom is not.
Taylor Swift's publicist also did.
Well, I'm sure, but like that should be coming from them then. Like let it come from them, but it should never come from like if I was in a situation and I'm Kesha and
I'd much rather it come from Kesha's mom than Taylor.
And my mom is tweeting about stuff like this. Like that would piss me off. You need to have my back, me in my corner. If anybody's gonna talk about the money that I'm getting or whatever, it's gonna be me, not my mom, who wasn't there when I was getting raped at the age of 18 years old.
Guys, all right, question for you. Do you think that watching a fight should cost you a job?
Watching a fight like a boxing match or watching a fight like two people in the street fighting?
Like two people in the street fighting.
Cost you a job? No, but I do think like it's a problem.
It depends on what your job is.
And I certainly don't. I mean, if you're recording it, that you should probably that's a problem.
All right, so I'll give you Exhibit A. The Jacksonville Jaguars have a player by the name of Dante Fowler. He was a draft pick in last year's NFL draft. He was a very high draft pick. But he is in the news because of something that he did. He ended up refereeing, I should say, a little bit of a bout between his woman I believe it was, and his baby mama. Once again, that's Dante Fowler, the Jacksonville Jaguars player. Now, according to Fowler, he says, he said, quote, "I am embarrassed and have apologized for my actions to all involved. As a family, we've been dealing with this moment and the conflict that led to it since it occurred. The video surfacing is a sad reminder that emotions got the best of all of us. I take 100% responsibility for everything that happened." So, the Jacksonville Jaguars also released a statement saying Dante brought the incident to our attention prior to the video being released and was embarrassed and remorseful. Violence of this type against others is unacceptable in our society and to our organization. We will continue to look into the incident while offering resources and providing support to Dante and his family to help him through this matter. Guys, do you think he should be fined, suspended, anything going on with this? Like, should there be any type of punishment for Dante Fowler in this incident?
I think he should be fined because you're not really sorry because you clearly refereed this. You're sorry you got caught, and you're sorry you realized it was being recorded. You were like, oh my God, oh no, they're recording this. That's why you're sorry. Because had there been no video cameras, you'd have carried on, you'd have picked the both of them up, put them in the back of your Maserati, and went on about your day. People look up, like people, now, again, this is people raising their own children, but children look up to football players and basketball players. You have a moral obligation, whether you want to or not. This is something you signed up for. You have a moral obligation to not let women fight in the street like a bunch, your baby mom and your girlfriend to fight in the street like a bunch of packs.
Not only letting them, like encouraging the fight.
Right.
Like,
see, this is the thing. Like, I think it's disgusting. Like, even when we watched it, I had to turn away a little bit because I just don't like to see that. I'm just not here for people fighting each other. Like, you're not wrestlers. You're regular people fighting. Like, it's stupid. But
speaking of wrestling, hold up, you see Shane McMahon came back?
Did I? But I feel like it's one of those situations where like we're calling, like the NFL is releasing a statement about this and they're upset and he's in trouble and we're questioning whether he should be fined and this and the third. But like these two women, they probably have jobs too and no one's questioning, oh well, should these women be fired from their jobs?
Well, hold up. I think there's a difference between an NFL football player that makes millions of dollars and has a public position. He's a public figure representing an organization. Than these girls that might work at your
No. Because Jason, you know what? Like me and you are public figures. We're not. Well, technically, we kind of are public figures. But you and I, the four of us are. We all hold positions. We all represent an organization. So if the four of us went out there and decided to act a fool, which we might.
But we're not. No. We're not football. Tex. We're not.
I don't care. That's not fair. That's not fair. You can't say no. That's not fair. You can't say this man deserves to be fined this and the third because of his job. No, like
absolutely.
Because if I got out there and acted a fool, I'm sure if Ty got out there and acted a fool,
you know why?
But that's what I'm saying. But Will, that's what I'm saying. Do you
know why? Because when Bill Clinton had an affair with Monica Lewinsky, the whole nation cared. They almost impeached his ass. They almost kicked him out of his job for having an affair. These people at McDonald's and Dunkin' Donuts and Jersey Mike's and so, but they have affairs with everybody, but no one cares, even if they found out. So that's why it matters. There is a difference.
No, I personally, I don't feel like there's. I feel like everyone should be held accountable for what they do. These two women were out there; they were fighting as well. If he's going to be held accountable for it, they should be held accountable for it too. Like their actions need to be called into play as well. Like they have to answer for what they did. They were wrong when they.
There's a difference between the president and Roscoe down at McDonald's. I'm sorry. It's a difference.
I just feel like these three people are in the same situation. They should all be.
There's more expected. There's more expected of you.
There's no. I mean, they might be, but no. But what the thing is, their positions are important to a large number of people. So they might have some backlash from their jobs as well, but it's just like they don't matter as much. Not they don't matter, but their positions don't matter as much as this position
Your
because
position doesn't affect as much as Dante Fowler, who
a
is
big organization who pays you millions of dollars to.
you're a high draft pick. You're the future of the organization.
You know that the NFL is already under fire for all these acts of violence. So what makes you think that you're going to get away with that anyway? They can't stand behind you because, I mean, that's like a fan-run thing. If the fans are quote-unquote outraged, like they can't ignore that. So you are going to be fined, and justifiably so, because they have to look like they did something about it. They can't just ignore that, and you know that, so you shouldn't have been doing it. That's why you get paid millions of dollars. So you can sit at home and not act like a damn fool.
You guys know who Orlando Brown is, correct?
I do. Orlando Brown's the male star of That's So Raven.
What was his name? Corey? Was it Corey?
No, his name was.
Corey was Corey.
Corey was her brother. His name was.
Oh, I do know who that is. Oh, I forgot his name. I forgot his character's name though.
The best friend.
He's the best friend. Okay. Yeah.
It was Raven, Chelsea, and.
Of course, we know everybody's name but his.
That's crazy.
He was also in the Jamie Foxx show.
Oh, as a little boy.
Mm-hmm. And I think he was in Martin too. He was in Martin too.
Yeah. He was also in Major Pain.
Yep.
And Hook. He was in Hook.
Yeah.
What was his name on the show?
Goodness gracious. That's irrelevant.
Eddie. His name was Eddie.
Eddie. Oh, Dex, thanks for Googling.
Oh, that don't count the same, Dex. You Googled it.
I mean, I would never remember that on my own. Like,
you know, when you said Eddie, it still didn't ring a bell. I'm like, that wasn't.
It definitely does not. It does not ring a bell. He was probably one of those situations where they never addressed him or said his name. They just talked in his direction. Because I don't remember them saying that name.
Ever.
Well, apparently, Eddie thinks that Raven is mad at him because apparently she did not bail him out of jail. Follow me here. She did not bail him out of jail in January when he got in a fight with his girlfriend in the middle of the street. His wife bailed him out. People asked him, did Raven end up bailing him out? Because, you know, the two kind of got reunited on The View last year. And he said no. The reason he said no is because apparently she thinks that he stole her cell phone. This is video from his Instagram account.
Yo, man. Raven did not bail me out. My wife did. Raven ain't even trying to talk to me right now. She think I stole her damn phone. Have I ain't a crackhead?
He's clearly on the meth.
He's like, I'm not a crackhead. He's like, I'm not a crackhead. And I'm like, oh, I'm not too sure about that.
Yeah, nobody who's not a crackhead announces like that. People who don't smoke crack don't announce that they're not crackheads.
And give Raven back her phone.
He definitely stole it.
Because you know he stole it.
Watch your words now. Watch your mouth. Still spending Major Pain money, nigga. I ain't tested That's So Raven check yet.
They ain't aired Major Pain in 10 years.
This man went and filed his income taxes and made a necklace out of the $900 that he got back. Sir, if you don't sit down and move on with your life.
Dex, that was after he saw Raven's phone on Craigslist.
Locked. The phone was locked, and that's about all you can get for it.
He sold it on Twitter.
So that is your update from Orlando Brown.
And we don't want another one. And I guarantee you, this is going to be the year where he tries to become a stunt king.
I would prefer an update from Raz B than to listen to anything that Orlando. Like, who the hell is that? It's time for Q&A where you guys ask us your questions because we're highly qualified to answer them. Hey, BTL. I guess I should say it like that.
Hashtag BTL.
So this is our first question. We have two today. I need to know how you would handle this situation. I've been engaged for 4 years now, and my fiance, my family, and her family are basically looking at me. It's time to make a move. I love my fiance and would like to keep our relationship going, but I have a secret. I'm gay, and I've been living a double life. I'm in a strong relationship with a family member of hers, and I don't want it to end with either. In the past, he has joked about presenting an open relationship with her and on occasion telling me he would leave, if I didn't make a move soon. I don't know what to do, and it's got me conflicted. Help me, please. Gentlemen.
Good Lord.
Jason, would you like to start?
I don't think...
You're the relationship guru.
I think the only way to help would be to stop. Like, just cease operations with all parties involved. I don't think you need to take it further with anyone. I think you should... you need to break off the wedding, and you definitely... I just think you just need to move. Like, just... You know how on Fresh Prince...
period.
You know how Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, when Hillary's boyfriend died, like, just fell off, like, skiing or something like that? I feel like he should just say that same thing and just show up someplace else, because this is not going to work out if he stays anywhere near this.
He goes bungee jumping and pretends to smash into the ground and, like...
Yeah, like, just make a fake article or something like that and just go to Indonesia or something. Like, he has to... No, because... It's no way it's going to work out. Like, you're with your fiance and you're gay and you're having sex with a family member of hers who's also gay, and it's a mess. Yeah, it's not going anywhere.
Dexter.
They're telling him to swallow, or what's...
I have so much stuff in my. I have so much water in my mouth. I can't answer. Next person, I can't. I don't
Bill, what happened?
Would you like to provide William? Excuse me, are you there?
This is a 404 error. William is unavailable for comment.
Like, seriously?
Yikes. You need to be honest with yourself and everybody involved. Like, stop it.
No, that's not gonna fix anything.
And then tell us.
That's gonna get him
how
killed.
It turns out. Yeah, that will get. Don't listen to me. You need to listen to Jason. Pretend to bungee jump and show up in Indonesia. You no longer exist.
Him telling anyone anything is going to work out.
If I were to give a final thought, I do think that you should. Hopefully you have insurance. I really do think you should seek therapy. I really think that that's important for you to do because it's not normal to live a double life. It takes a great deal of lack of care for other people for you to be in a relationship with a woman and then to also be with another member of her family, especially a male. That's something, like, if you think about it, you really don't love her because that could devastate her for the rest of her life.
And talking about he wants to have an open relation, like, what?
And I don't think it's funny that you two joke about those things because that, once again, that's going to devastate her when she finds out. I also don't think it's normal to be able to hold on to a lie for that many years. So I think therapy is going to be extremely important in this process. I do believe you need to break it off with both of them. You don't want to be with a guy who would sleep with a family member's boyfriend as another guy because that's not normal behavior either.
And then present it as a viable option afterwards. Like, girl, let's just rock this out, the three of us. Like, what?
Yeah, none of that stuff is normal. You need to get yourself. I'm not saying you need to do what Jason's saying you're doing, but you do need to get yourself out of that situation,
out of there,
away from those people, and you need to get yourself together and help. I'm not here to judge if you're a bisexual, if you're whatever the case may be, that's on you. But you need to be upfront with that when you meet the next girl or guy, whatever it is you're doing. It's not. I'm not here for that. You need to be upfront with that situation, and you need to avoid family members if you are going to be doing certain things. And that's my advice because it does become dangerous, and you are putting yourself in danger. Because as Jason said, that situation is not going to be pretty for you in any way, shape, or form. So to wrap things up, therapy and getting away from them. Thank you. Next
and question. Definitely, if you break the engagement, get your ring back.
No, let her keep it because
that's a consolation prize. You need to go forward.
That's the least you can do.
The least you can do.
Question number 2 from another viewer. What do you do when your mother and wife both try to raise your child? I want to preface this with neither of us. None of us have children.
That we know about.
We're going to give you the advice as best we can based on, the practical ways of life. But anywho, I recently returned from visiting my mother with my wife and my 1-year-old son. My wife and mother have had many disagreements on how to care for the child before. My mom will usually have all the answers for every situation, but my wife is pretty fed up being told what to do, especially after she told us to let the baby sweat it out. Let the baby sweat out a 100-degree fever. During our last visit, my mom actually called me aside and kind of attacked me for not respecting her years of experience as a mother and appreciating her help. She says we choose to ignore her instructions and advice, and even said that she has no issue calling CPS on my wife. After I returned home, I called my mom and told her she was no longer welcome to visit her grandchild unless she apologized to my wife, trying to undermine her parenting. She told me that I should apologize to her for not showing her respect as a grandmother. I cease communications or continue to go back and forth with a stubborn old woman.
Oh.
Fellas, advice. William, I want to ask your opinion first with this one, because I think that you would have valuable advice for our brother.
Considering?
Right. Like, what the hell is he?
Considering you have a very close relationship with your mother.
And I don't.
Will's mother has a strong personality.
And she does have a very strong personality. So how would you deal with it?
So, considering my life as it is now, I can understand, you should appreciate your mother and thank her for the advice, but kindly tell her you and your wife are going to do things how you and your wife are going to do things. There's a Bible verse that says that when a man finds a wife, that he'll leave his mother and cleave to his wife, and the two shall become one.
That's how Cleveland got his name, because all the men would cleave to the women in Cleveland.
Good day, sir. So what you should kindly tell your mother is that whilst you appreciate all that she's done in the raising you, and if you have any siblings, you appreciate the raising of the siblings. However, since you and your wife have your own family, you're going to do things just a tad bit differently, and you would appreciate if she respected you enough to just let you and your wife do what you all are going to do.
That was good. Anybody else?
I say amen. I just don't. I would probably. You can't keep her out of your grandchild's life.
Right.
Sorry. You can't keep her out of her grandchild's life forever. Eventually, she's going to have to come back around and get back involved with things. So I don't think being nasty and not talking and not speaking and banning people from visiting people, I don't think that's necessarily the best course of method, that you have going on there. But, to each his own. But I think you should just reach out and speak, like William said. So.
Dexter, you have anything?
Well, I don't know. My mom and her weak ass personality, I guess, she can't. No, but this is me, honestly. I'm very close to my mom, and I feel like I'd be able to have a conversation with my mom about it. I have siblings who have kids, and my mom is this person who thinks that she can raise your child better than you can. Because she can. So, I'm used to seeing stuff like this. I'm used to, these kind of conversations. And, my siblings, they don't necessarily get combative about it, but they still just kind of do it their own way. I think you would have to step in and say something to your mom when it's just don't make it like you're making my fiance feel uncomfortable, my wife, whatever, feel uncomfortable. It's Mom, you know what? You're making me feel uncomfortable with what you just said.
I like that.
Because it's like you're making it when he's saying like my fiance or my wife, I forgot what he said, but the girl doesn't feel his wife doesn't feel comfortable with it. Like, how do you feel about it? Like, that's what it should be. That's the conversation you should be having. Because I think your mom will respect you enough to be like, you know what, this is my child, and I got to know when to back off. You shouldn't have to tell her to back off, but sometimes you do. Let her know, like, Mom, look, back off a little bit. Like, we got this. And you can sweat out 103-degree fever and see how you like it.
Right, like
I think it's all pretty good advice, and if I were to just reference my family, my aunt, did a great job of being in a lot of our lives, and she's that type of person who thinks she has all the answers. My brother has kids. He has a very specific diet. He doesn't let the kids eat certain things and blah blah blah. When they go over there, she's feeding them pork rinds and all kinds of things. So, he gets upset because, like, he has religious beliefs and things. He's not Muslim. But he has religious beliefs and things like they don't eat certain things. So, like, you need
what kind of pork rinds? They just regular pork rinds, or they the barbecue ones?
Anything.
They're the barbecue ones. They scoffing the barbecue ones.
He can have a little bacon. He can have this. He can have that. But no, he cannot. Like, you need to respect what we decided in our household. You don't just do anything you want to do. So you do have to address Mom, but trying to shut her out of your life is not the way to go. But you do need to stand up for yourself. And I agree with what Dex said. Don't say my wife doesn't like or my wife is upset or my wife. You need to stand up as a man and say, I don't like this.
Bill got a question.
I'm going to go ahead. Go ahead.
You ought to be giving the kids the Vienna sausages.
Are you finished?
And corn in the can.
Are you finished?
Macaroni and cheese with gummy bears.
Well, honestly,
and mustard.
My brother is very health conscious, so she gives him things like Kool-Aid and bacon.
She's having a recess with these kids.
She's giving these kids that culture, that black culture, that black experience
that we don't necessarily, as adults, have decided to go without.
She get them information.
We grew up on certain things that we don't necessarily continue to eat, and so we would prefer if our children didn't have those things. So those things have been stricken from the diet. Thank you.
I'm with you.
She get them information.
She get them information.
She gets them out of formation, tears their insides up. That's what she's doing over there.
Exactly. All kinds of high levels of sodium and sugar. It's just not going to work.
She was in the bathroom. Your brother be like, "What the hell did you eat over there?"
What shit is this?
But anyway, for the two people who sent us questions, we really
the one person.
More than two people sent us questions though. So.
Yeah, there were four.
Dex, they was all from the same person.
Unfortunately, we can only put 2 questions up per week. So if your question doesn't make it in, please continue to tune in, and we'll probably get to pick your question up next time. So stay tuned, but please continue to send your questions. Bro Talk Live.
.com. On the homepage, there's a button that says submit a Q&A question. It's Jizza time, everybody, the best time of the day. Occasionally I'll give you a Jizza thought here and there, but we also have other games to play, such as today's game, which is called Words with Friends. So I'm going to show you 3 pictures, and you give me 3 words to describe this picture as best as you can, okay?
Okay. Your Google search engine is disgusting. So.
And you're going.
All right, guys. This is what someone did when they wanted to skip class in school. They decided to put headphones up their nose and also put a MacBook charger on their arm to make it look like an IV in order to skip school. Guys, what's the word to describe what you see in this picture?
Lazy. Idiotic. That's stupid.
And Dex?
Flawless.
Not flawless. The charger thing is right there.
No, this is flawless. This is genius. Because think about it. When you show this to the teacher, it's not going to be put online like this. It's not going to have that, it's going to be really quickly. Oh, I was in the hospital. Oh, here's a picture of it. Really quickly. When you, at first glance, you're not going to be looking like, oh, okay. No, you're going to look at it and be like, okay, flawless execution.
Are you going to flash in the picture or are you going to send it to him?
You're not. If you send it, then you're an idiot. You're gonna just show it to him,
I think I'm gonna go with Dex with flawless. Like flawless is a good word, Dex. I like that one. So Dex wins the first one. 1 point for Dex.
Wins.
This guy posted a picture up on Facebook saying I ain't gay or nothing like that. I just keep my nails done. Straight nigga with a full set?
Girl. And that's spelled G-U-R-L.
Dex, what's your word?
Caldwell.
I got to go with Dex.
Caldwell?
Like Andrew Caldwell, but Caldwell. We'll call it. This is the Caldwell effect.
Come through.
I'll call him.
Through philosophy.
My word will be delivered. That's what he is. He's delivered.
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 Ty, you not gonna give a word?
I'm not engaging that fool. He needs to get off the screen now.
Actually, last and least, Dex, you mentioned him. You brought him up. Caldwell, there he is in all of his glory.
Oh God.
All right, so what's your word, Dex?
Waist trainer.
Oh. Abysmal. That's what he looks. Stupid. Utterly abysmal. He was like in a bad society.
Nope.
Nope.
All right, so thanks for playing the name game. Dex is the winner of the name game today.
Hey, go Dex.
Words with Friends. We appreciate you participating, Ty and Bill.
Jesus.
No. I loved it. I think that was great.
I don't want to play anymore. I don't want to play
anymore.
I
loved it.
So it's been like a few weeks since we've last met, and I mean I've just been on like this Malcolm X kick. Like I've just been kind of like by any means necessary, and I kind of thought I was going to get away from it. But my seat has to go to white supremacy. Like you're not supreme to anything but a roach. I mean, like you learned your math from a man named Imhotep who was an Egyptian. You learned your science from him. You learned your medicine from him. And then you foolish people went to Greece and started sleeping with each other, slept with a sheep, and then we got chlamydia. Like, you all just can't be supreme to anything.
So we're going to have a disclaimer that he speaks for himself and only himself, and he's not speaking about all Caucasian Americans, only people
No,
who
I am explicitly speaking about white supremacists.
So if you identify with that, then he's talking to you, but you probably wouldn't be watching this anyway because we're black.
Because we're black.
All right. So can I go now?
Sure.
Yeah.
So I have legitimately. I feel like we've been off of air for a solid year, and I have had the best year ever. Nobody has tried me. Everything's been like so great. Until this past weekend, we started putting the teasers out that we're coming back out, and people wanted to show their butts. My seat is going to go to Sprint, the cell phone company. So this past weekend, I go to upgrade my phone at Sprint, and they're like, I'm the 6S. So I go to upgrade my phone, and they tell me, oh, we don't do 2-year agreements anymore. Now, I used to work at Sprint, and I'm like, yes, you do. Like, there's ways to do 2-year agreements. Go ahead and put that 2-year agreement in there for me. So they're like, no, and then they showed me the screen where it wouldn't work. So then I call customer service, and I'm talking to them very calmly, I might add.
So what do they do instead of 2-year agreements?
Oh, now you have to lease a phone. I'm not leasing a phone. Like, what do I need to lease a phone for? No, you're going to give me this 2-year agreement. So I go through this whole thing with customer service, and they're like, well, you can go to a third party, and they can do it. And I'm like, well, when I signed that contract initially, that's not what I signed up for. Long story short, it was the most challenging Saturday of my life. I dealt with that first, and then I went to I went to the dollar store, and I said, oh, you know what? My sister's birthday's today. Can I buy some balloons? The man's like, no, because we don't have any helium. Okay. So I leave at Party City. Then I go to the Apple store because my phone is like not working, and he's like, everything looks like it's going well to me today, and I'm like, oh, well, you know, if I turn this phone off, like it dies, like it's just not working for me. And he was like, well, it looks all good now, but you still have 84 days left of your warranty. So if it doesn't work after today, come back and see us. I'm like, okay, like yeah, and like it was just such a trying. And this is all in the same days, and it was just such a trying. Oh, and then also I went to Red Lobster for dinner, and this wasn't terrible, but you need to be seated.
Who took you to Red Lobster?
Someone's been doing good. That's what's up.
Yeah.
She took you to Red Lobster.
So I went there, and like we ordered mushrooms as an appetizer, right? So In what world does my appetizer, the complimentary biscuits, and my entree come out at the same damn time? Like, what is going on here? Like, I just feel like Saturday was probably one of the worst days of my life, and I'm glad it's over. And I'm so glad I get to vent about it on Bro Talk Live again.
Dex, you should have called me so I could have straightened that out.
It got to a point where it's just like I'm just waiting for somebody to hit my car at this point. Like I'm just waiting.
How did you resolve the phone thing?
Nothing's resolved. Nothing is resolved, like, at all. Like, no situation is resolved. It's just all, like, still in limbo, waiting for me to go deal with it again this Saturday coming up, so I can talk about it again on the show next week.
Call me when you go. I'll go with you so we can straighten it all out.
Ty, do you want to go? You want me to
go? You can go. I really don't. I really haven't had too bad of a time.
Well, that must be nice.
I'm sick and tired of the Grammys wasting my time. Do not put any more black people on these damn promos talking about giving them 12 nominations and all of these accolades, when really all you're doing is you're awarding the black that you like, because they don't win against any other people outside of the blacks. Kanye West's, all of his Grammys have been against who?
The blacks. Mm-hmm.
All of Jay-Z's Grammys have been against who? The blacks. All of Beyonce's Grammys have been against who? The blacks. Don't sit here and tell me that these people are nominated for Album of the Year, Song of the Year, Record of the Year, these big four awards, and you give them nothing year after year. Yes, Kendrick walked out with 5 Grammys. Yes, that's an incredible night. But all of them were against the blacks. So you're not really rewarding them. You have to award one of them. And so you chose Kendrick for this year. Well deserved, by the way. I love Kendrick Lamar, one of my favorite artists. Well deserved. He should have won Album of the Year.
Yes, he should have.
That brings me to Taylor Swift.
Mm.
In what stratosphere?
None.
1989. That album was nothing. I don't care if you would have given it to Alabama Shakes. I don't care if you would have given it to Kendrick Lamar. You could have given it to Fetty Wap. Taylor Swift.
On, he definitely would have deserved
Come through, Fetty.
Wow, great.
Like, she's won it before it was a farce the first damn time she won it. It just gets old. Like, just stop wasting my... We've seen this before. Stop wasting my time.
The hate is going to hate. I'm just saying. Like...
Just stop wasting my time.
I think that was on the album.
And that's crazy though, because at this point I don't get into any music conversations or anything like that. But like her lyrics, one of the biggest songs on the album was "Shake It Off," and those lyrics were elementary at best.
What irritated me, and who I'm giving seats to, are these blog people, these columnists, all these people who once they saw the Formation video had to analyze. Had to
think tanks,
write articles and all the stuff about how, from two sides, I'm not just seeing white people, I'm also seeing black people. The black people who were like, it wasn't enough, like it wasn't black enough. There's this article that said,
bitch, what? That video was black as hell.
Let me tell you something. This woman said, the lyrics don't match the video.
Well, if I heard her
out these lyrics,
they don't
listen to them. It doesn't fucking matter.
No, because no. Because
here's the thing. You don't have a platform. Somebody does. You don't have to make a full blown. I'm black and I'm black and I'm black. You don't have to make that.
Well,
you put the visual that you want to. You're the artist. You put out what you want.
It's your goddamn. So how you gonna tell somebody?
No, but look at it like this though. Like it gets draining when like you see it and you see that this doesn't match up, but then you see these people who are just like, at this point in the video, this is when she stood up for women in the suffering. This is when that gets draining and annoying as well. Just as bad as people are being critical about it, people who are overhyping it, that gets annoying as well. Very annoying.
At the end of the day, like Beyonce is not your savior. She will put out as much.
Well, that's debatable for some of these people too. Like that's not like because some of these clowns out here. Can I give a quick seat real quick too? real quick seat to the new class of Lincoln University's mass comm department, because you're talking about Beyonce, and these kids out there just released like this formation video. There's like a competition. I don't know what the hell you guys think you're doing, but you're not gonna ruin my mass comm department, all right? So y'all need to delete that off of the internet because it's stupid. Like, it makes no sense.
Damn.
I didn't understand it personally.
They didn't even understand it.
I mean, I don't, Dex, why would you rip it like that? I would like you. Would you not like to have them to explain what they thought?
Oh, God, no. These people will be over here like they would be like these are the type of people that would be up there like, you don't get the visual. Did you not understand it? I was eating red lobster. Like, please sit down.
Right.
Graduate.
The blackness that you express is black enough. That's my message to people. So stop analyzing and stop writing articles about other people's expression of blackness. You go out and you express some blackness to show us how it's done. Thank you very much. I'm finished.
Time for Dex's BS Report.
All right, guys. It's been a while, but we are back with Dex's BS Report. So there is a woman who's out there, and she's like, you know what? Growing up, my mom told me I'd never be anything in life, but now I'm a Guinness's World Record holder. Her claim to fame: she is the only person in the world who has 17 children by 17 different men. So suck on that, Mom.
Good night.
There's also a new trend that's sweeping the nation in beauty. Women are lined up around the world trying to get this new hairstyle made popular by Kim Kardashian. The style is 2 braids going back, to the back of your head, and there are also master classes being offered on them.
They're called box braids.
Box braids, and they're going, and they're made famous by Kim Kardashian. Nobody thought of this before. Kim thought of it. Also, there is a Spanish civil servant who skipped work for 6 years and still got paid for it. A court has ruled that a Spanish civil servant must pay back $27,000 in wages after it was discovered that he did not show up to work for at least 6 years and had done absolutely no work between 2007 and 2010.
Be careful.
Despite having not worked since 2014, the city worker collected an annual salary of $37,000. Mm-hmm. Apparently, the water utility company in Spain where this man worked, they had noticed that he'd been absent since 2010 when he was supposed. Wait, they only noticed that he was absent
they were
since 2010 because they were actually going to give him a 20 year of service award. So,
Eduardo, what the fuck is Eduardo? I ain't seen
how bad are things at work where like nobody noticed you haven't shown up for 20 years, for 6 years?
Well,
like,
how important is your contribution to work?
The thing is, though, like he was actually working at 2 different departments. So, like, one department thought he was working over here when he wasn't, and then the other department thought he was working over there when he wasn't. So,
he was living easy.
And he said, the reason why, like, he hasn't been showing up to work is because he felt like he was harassed at work a lot. So he decided to take some time off. And that is Dex's BS Report for today.
Good job, Dex. Fact checks are just things that, celebrities say. They're loud and wrong oftentimes, and it is our job to expose them, so that's what we're going to do. Guys, did you hear about Raven-Symoné getting kicked off the red carpet by Kendall Jenner?
I did.
I saw that video. It's hilarious.
So last night I went to the Zoolander 2 premiere. First of all, love the movie. So much fun. I'm a Zoolander fan, a Will Ferrell fan, Ben Stiller, whatever. I'm on the carpet, and I understand, there's rise and fall of people's celebrity. I get it, and I definitely respect those who get it. However, I'm doing an interview with someone, and the producer of this show, can I touch you, Joy, or should I do it to someone?
Please do.
Okay, I'm not gonna hurt you. She goes like this, move, get Kendall, get out of the way. Excuse me. Am I tripping?
So what happened?
What happened then? I looked at her, I said, I'm sorry, I guess she's more important than everyone else on the panel. That's fine, but you don't have to hit me to get somebody else's interview. You can ask me kindly, excuse me, Kendall Jenner is coming. I need to interview her, and I'll wait. But don't slap me upside the chest. I got hit twice because this girl came behind me.
Assault and battery, hello.
But it came out 2 days later, the actual video of what happened, and it turns out that our good friend Raven Simone might have been exaggerating it just a little bit.
What's the one beauty product that you can't live without? You're busy, you're on The View, you're always working.
Elizabeth Arden, 8-hour queen. Oh, that's okay. Someone's more important, so I'm going to let you go.
Sorry.
Thank you, Raven. This is Alicia for Star Shop.
How are you? Nice to see you.
Actually, if Raven Simone was black, I would care, but since she's just an American, charge it to the game.
I don't see where Raven was lying. I mean,
no, she got hit. She got hit twice.
Maybe not physically, but they touched
that. Like, they ignored her.
That's what they did.
That hurt me. Like
that ego.
Imagine if you're on the red carpet or something like that, and somebody's like, "Get out the way, move." You don't have to touch. You don't have to. They didn't touch the girl, but like, Jesus Christ, that hurt. Like, oh my God, like she wasn't dramatic enough on The View. Like, like that didn't hurt you. That hurt my heart for the poor girl. My heart goes out to Raven Simone. Like that must have. I probably would have went home. Like, I'm not going out to no more damn red carpet. Oh my God.
Would you have been mortified?
Oh my, I would have died. Like, Jesus. That must be herpes.
But I guess someone more important came.
There's nothing wrong with that.
They didn't even respond. I was like, I'm so sorry, but Kendall.
She was so hurt walking away. She looked like Kendall. She looked like Kendall when in the movie started crying. Poor girl. Jesus.
Already in the running for Stunt Queen of the Year again. All right. Fact check number 2 comes from a good friend of not the show. I guess a good friend of CBS. Oh, did you guys notice at the Grammys, like everyone who did hosting was from CBS, including this guy, Shad Moss, who is on the current, I think it's NCIS Cyber.
NCIS, yeah.
The 58th annual Grammy Awards are getting ready to start. It's just live TV. It's just live TV. It's just live TV. This how we do it at the Grammys, baby. You guys get ready. You're here for a wonderful show. And I'm happy to be your host. And it's time to throw it to my man, BTL Cool J. Oh, man. I'm getting lost. I'm getting lost. It's going down. 50 annual Grammy Awards. I'm out of here. It's time. Peace. I'm dancing. I'm going to dance all the way back to that. So that's what I'm going to do. We're going to, how you feeling? Good, man. You good? You sure? Awesome, awesome. He said he's awesome. He's awesome. Let's get ready for the Grammys 50th annual. It's on the way. My man, L. Cool J is going to take the stage, and it's almost about that time. Right about now. Woo! This is amazing right here. I didn't get it myself.
Yeah, I know he's really embarrassed.
I think he's having fun at this point.
No, he looks. That's the longest minute of his life. That's
because his clock
was longer than a minute on the treadmill. Like his life.
Well, I think that's what what happens when you choose failed rappers who choose terrible blouses to wear instead of choosing actual employees who would know what they're doing. That's all I'm saying.
You didn't like his little tie setup that he had there?
His blouse? No, I did not.
Dex wanted to go to them Grammys so bad.
You didn't like that lace blouse?
Like, what was that?
All right. Quickly, just moving on. Taylor Swift and Kanye West, those two have been fighting back and forth about this Kanye diss and all this stuff. Taylor said she never heard the song. Kanye said that she actually did hear the song. She approved it. Well, it actually has come out, according to one of the directors on the Grammys.
I will tell you this: she came in a couple weeks ago and she had an advance of the track, so she commented on it in a very funny way. She's smart.
Kanye's absolutely right when he said he called Taylor. They spoke about it for a motherfucking hour, and after it was gonna be a commotion, Taylor was supposed to come out and be like, joke's on you. Like, yeah, we playing this whole shit. She flipped it.
Oh, you think? Oh shit!
I ain't telling you what I think. I'm telling you what the fuck I know. So.
Guys, how do you feel if you found out that Taylor did know and she wasted that whole Grammy speech just to be extra? Is this
she's a white woman.
I'm here for it. You should have done that. Like, you better milk it to make it work. I mean, if she knew about it and like if she knows about that and like she approved of him doing that, then you just as stupid as he is. But if you like, oh, I didn't, what? Me? I don't know about this. You use that, you stand on that parade and you like say like, I didn't know about this, but I'm going to stand up for the women out there. We're not going to let these men walk around here and take credit for our... Like, I'm Team Taylor on this one. Like,
she's an Anglo-Saxon woman. I didn't expect her to do anything else.
I don't know why Kanye did. That's the problem.
Why would you call me... Oh, I'm going to talk about you on this track. Oh, you think so? Okay, I'll fix you.
I'm going to call you a bitch on... Do you mind?
Yeah, are you okay with that?
That's the show. Don't forget, like, subscribe, tell a friend, and comment. We are live every Wednesday now at 10 p.m. BroTalkLive.com. You guys have any farewells?
Thank you guys for supporting us throughout the break.
I do have a speaking engagement March the 12th. Tickets are $10. You can hit me up on Twitter for more information. I am_Will4. I am_WILL, the number 4.
What you going to be speaking on?
If they ask me on Twitter, they need to just know that I have a speaking engagement and tickets are $10 and I am for hire.
You asking for money? You not gonna tell us what you speaking on?
Excuse me, Barbara Walters. I know how to market me.
He is speaking, and his fiance's cousin will be there.
Dex, you coming?
All right. For Dex, for Ty, for Bill, it's been another edition of Bro Talk Live. See you this season. We out.